Hey there, everyone. I'm AwesomeNES, and today I'm joined by.
SupremeKingZack, what's up, guys?
Now, if he sounds a little bit blurry, like blurry sounding, I know that doesn't really make a lot of sense. But anyway, he's on a phone. I don't actually have him
Yeah,
here with me. We were wanting to talk about the potential upcoming ban list and why we need one probably now.
yeah,
Today
definitely.
is a by the time this video goes up, it is Wednesday, May 2nd, and we have 3 days until Flames of Destruction comes out.
Woo.
So that also means we've been sitting here in this format with True Dracos and Pendulum Magicians for about 2 months now. Early February. Oh, geez, it's been 3 months.
Are you sure?
Yeah,
I was about to say, I feel like it's been longer than that.
it is 3 months. Uh,
I mean,
February 2nd was the last ban list. So now,
oh
if you
wow.
want to give us one on May 2nd, that'd be exactly 3 months later.
Yeah,
Uh,
that'd be nice. That'd be
and
kind of cool.
and the thing is, we're in probably one of the best formats we've been in for a while. We're just kind of lucky because we're newer to the game, about a year or so into it now. And
Yep.
even within that, we've seen like just the amount of diversity in this format compared to the last few that we've seen since we've been
Oh
here.
yeah, it's pretty crazy.
It's just awesome, and this probably is one of the best formats that we've seen since we've been into the game. But I still feel like it could still be a little bit more balanced, and that
Hmm.
because obviously, Pendulum Magicians and True Dracos are totally taking over this format,
Oh yeah, they're on the top, no doubt about it.
and if they were to just be nerfed a little bit, I think, and they were balanced some more, we could have an even healthier format, especially leading in with Flames of Destruction coming out.
Nightmares everywhere.
Okay, that's something else we'll get to in a minute. Um, but and something else I want to talk about real quick. Like True Dracos don't need to be killed. Like True Dracos are Pendulum Magicians. I don't want to see a Zodiac happen again.
Oh yeah, definitely not. Because it really sucks whenever you have a deck that's absolutely just destroyed. You can't really play it anymore. It's just turned into garbage. That really sucks. Especially because there's so many people who have that deck, and it sucks that it's like, oh, you just wasted all your money, and it kind of sucks that you can't even just play the deck, you know?
Yeah,
So
but
I definitely don't want to see. I mean, me myself, I'm a Pendulum Magician player, so I definitely don't want that to happen to them. But for True Dracos, I still want them to be able to play them. Do I want them to be as strong? Definitely not, because it's kind of crazy. But I still want them to be played, you know?
yeah, but that's something I kind of stuck on. Like, what do you do to True Dracos in order to nerf them without killing them? Because
Yeah.
they have
Uh,
all kinds of ways to find consistency. I mean, they already play 7 to 10 monsters, maybe. Like some of them play less, and some play a few more.
yeah.
Like, and I don't. You
The
go
only
ahead.
thing I can think of is hit diagram. Maybe not ban it, put it one, see how that goes. If it's still too good, maybe limit some of their more other searchy cards.
Yeah,
See how that goes. Because, like you said, they play a very small monster count, and most of it is spells, field spell. So if you hit a few of those things, kind of like what they did to Spiral, they hit their field spell, and then they hit their searchers. Now, of course, their searchers are monsters in Quick Fix and Drone, but if you were to hit True Draco and their searchers for their spell card, I think it's spell cards. I don't think they have very search track cards. I could be wrong. I'm not a True Draco player, so. But yeah, just kind of limit those and see how it goes. That would be my answer to it.
yeah. And I mean, if you look at the way the last couple of ban lists have handled them, they have cards all across the board. Like we already have. I think was it Ignis? Is Ignis limited?
Uh,
Oh, Ignister Prominence. Ignister Prominence, the Blasting Draco Slayer, limited. They have a couple cards. I think they have a few that are already banned.
yeah, I think they do.
I don't
Yeah,
remember exactly which ones. Oh yeah, True King Lithosagam, I think is his name.
oh yeah.
I'm
Yeah,
pretty sure that one.
banned. I got that recently before the ban list. I was really excited to use it, and then all of a sudden, bam. Pretty sad about that.
Yeah, and there's probably a few others that I don't see right off the top. I'm looking at it right now. Draco Face-Off is limited. And then they even have one in semi-limited, Luster Pendulum, the Draco Slayer.
Oh yeah, I forgot about him.
So like they already have a mix of cards already on there, and like I said, I don't want to see them just get completely destroyed.
Yeah,
I would like to see them still sit around as playable, but it's also pretty hard to balance something like that because Masterpiece is just a freaking boss.
Yeah, for real. Limit that Masterpiece, like for real. And I know they can just reuse it with the @1, but still.
Yeah, that'd probably tone it down, enough. And then handling Pendulum Magicians, those things are still going to be back no matter what they do. They've adapted to every format since Zodiac.
Yeah. I mean, honestly, though, I think if they hit Ashergraph, it will be a pretty substantial hit. He is a huge part of that deck, and I don't want to say to ban him, because that would just definitely destroy the deck, but if you were to limit him and limit Electromite, I feel like that would definitely bring the deck down.
Yeah, and one thing that definitely needs to happen is the whole Lyrilusk FTK. That needs to be taken out.
Yes, definitely. Get that out. It's just bad.
The statistics I've looked at recently suggested that like it's actually growing in numbers, that the more Pendulum Magician players are growing, more of those are starting to become FTK decks.
Yeah.
So that's definitely something that should be handled soon.
Yeah, just ban the Lyrilusk, please. Just don't hit Starving Venom.
Starving Venom is such a cool card. It's such a cool card. It really does not need to be limited.
And I know I've heard a few people talking about Eyes Revolution Dragon, I think it was. We don't have it yet in the TCG, but I think they have it in the OCG. And you can combo that with Starving Venom and do a bunch of stupid, crazy stuff.
Oh.
But we don't even have that yet. So it's like, why even bother with it? Because the thing is, this list thing has been a problem before, and then they banned the wrong thing, and then it showed up again, So it's like, I think it's just time they hit the Lyrilusk.
Yeah, definitely. And then, so what I think also they should do from here is after this, like pretty much right now is a really good time to make that ban list like today or tomorrow, because there is a YCS that begins on Friday in Latin America, and then also Friday is the day that Flames of Destruction comes out, and then plus there's about 8, did I say there were 8? I don't know, 8 regionals, 6 to 8 regionals happening on Saturday as well. And having a ban list come out over the weekend in the middle of a YCS or regionals even, that's kind of...
I mean, I don't think they would do that.
I don't think they would do that either, but that's definitely not a time to do it. The best time for them to would be a week leading up to a new set leading into regionals and stuff. And I think, because that's exactly what they did right before Extreme Force came out. That's when...
they did that Friday before...
Yeah.
Some regionals. So they might be trying to pull that same thing again and have it come out on Friday. Honestly, I think they should. And I think they should have it either today or tomorrow, just to give people a little bit of time.
Yeah, give people a little time to work with their decks before they go out to an event and try to duel with something that may not be the same deck they had yesterday.
Yeah, for real.
And that brings me to my final point, really. That once that happens, just let Flames of Destruction be kind of what decides the rest of this format. Honestly, like that this one could last us up until July unless something crazy happens.
Nightmares.
I mean, yeah, nightmares, and like there's one individual that I think could create an emergency ban list if it gets too out of hand. That's Nightmare Griffin.
Really, you think Griffin would be the one that you would want hit like that?
Well, I'm gonna be honest. I don't know all the effects of all of them. The ones I've kept up with the most have been Goblin and Griffin. I know a lot of people say you could do some pretty degenerate stuff with Goblin as well, but Griffin definitely seems by far just one of the more crazier ones.
I think Phoenix they can't be destroyed once per turn by battle. I think Cerberus is by card effect. I don't think you can target them with card effects. Unicorn, I'm pretty sure lets you get to draw cards based on the number of co-linked monsters. you have.
That won't happen. Co-linking, I just don't think it's going to happen often enough for people to, chain off those effects like crazy.
Yeah.
I mean,
I don't know.
I've seen some opportunities that people have done things with that, like where someone makes like a Saryuja and then opens 3 more links down below it.
Yeah.
But
yeah, I could definitely see if they were to hit any of them, it would be Griffin or Goblin. I feel like those two are probably the worst out of all of them. But I think that's gonna happen. Probably not.
Yeah.
But those would be it. I mean, well, another thing about Flames of Destruction, Red Reboot is coming out.
And and Infinite Impermanence, right?
Yeah, and that too. And those are definitely cards that hurt True Draco a lot. Because it just stops them from using the trap cards, which are important in True Draco. So I feel like by those cards coming out, we might actually see a decrease in True Draco, possibly.
Oh, yeah.
So if they decrease enough, I don't know if Konami will hit them as hard. They probably should still hit them as hard, but I don't know if it would have, because those cards are coming out and they're going to be pretty darn good, I would say.
Yeah, for sure. But I wouldn't expect those cards to actually be bothered on a ban list soon. Like, you don't see.
Oh no,
one of them is
not.
Basically effect veiler for a column in a trap. That being Infinite Impermanence. I mean, we've seen Evenly Match get play since Circuit Break, and that's not going anywhere.
No, definitely not. No, I don't think these cards are going to get banned. I'm just saying that it could help with the True Draco problem.
Right. But yeah, like I said, they should just go ahead and make a little bit of a ban list now. Touch on everything, kind of balance some things, maybe bring a few cards down.
Bring back Stratos.
Stratos, please. I mean, it's just a joke at this point, and they may be holding it there to keep a joke, but I don't think it's funny. As an Elemental Hero player myself. If I could get any card off the ban list, it would be him.
Really, not Pot of Greed?
I mean, Pot of Greed sounds amazing, but the first thing I want is Stratos. Also, Pot of Greed is probably just busted.
Yeah, I mean, I don't even know what it does, so...
Oh, you don't know what it does?
No, I don't.
Oh, I'll let you in on that later.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
So
but
yes, I do agree. They should flatten stuff out, balance it, and then be like, all right, Flames of Destruction is what's going to.
Yeah, that'll set up the rest of the format until, and I say July because June would be too early because that's just a month away, and then definitely July or August. Even I could see them waiting till August, depending on the way the format looks.
Yeah, definitely.
As long as it's early August, I don't think I'd want to wait much longer than that.
No, I could see August, depending on, like what you said, it depends on the format as it is. And, I mean, if something really busted just comes out and people are doing these crazy things, then yeah, a little bit of a earlier ban list would be fine. But if nothing too crazy is going on, I would be fine with waiting until August.
Yep. And just the very, very final point is, it said no sooner than April. It's May. Time for a ban list.
Yep. Konami, do it. Today, tomorrow. Get it out to us. Come on now.
And I think that'll wrap it up for today. We'll see you guys in the next video.
Bye.
Bye.